Good evening, welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. I wanted to do my response to some comments, some of the comments that we've received. We've had, well, let me see, what should I do? The good or the bad or the ugly? Which should I do? Obviously the ugly we just delete anyway, so I never get to respond to those because my response to those is the deletion. So what other, we've had a terrific amount of action going on in our home and our surroundings, which we've got something very exciting going on now because we're planning to build a new house for Nanai. We are. Someone said why. One of the comments was, why would you expect anyone to pay for something that you want to build for yourself? We're not expecting that. We're paying for Nanai's house. It's our gift to Nanai for being an incredible rock, a foundation to our family. And I say this even as a foreigner. For Nanai, for those of you that have seen lots of video of Nanai, she is a fun person. She is one of the best, one of the truest Christians that I've ever met. She is honest and true and loyal, and she is the foundation of our family here. I don't think, I have to admit that I don't believe that I was ever a great son. I left home at 15 or 15 and a half. I went in the army, and I never really went home. And I never really knew my parents that well. So I wasn't a good son. And I wish that I had a second chance. Well, with Nanai, even though a lot of you, several people with a jaded viewpoint, even if it's true, have said, well, how can she be your mum if you're older than her? One of life's ironies, isn't it? She is my mother-in-law, and her name is Nanai. Well, for those of you who don't know, Nanai is Visayan, or even Tagalog, for mother. And everybody calls Nanai Nanai, regardless of whether she is their mother or not. That's what she is known as. So she's everybody's mom. And I kind of counted this as a second chance when I could work on being a good son, because I am her son-in-law. And for me, giving to Nanai is no great trial. It's not a great sacrifice. And for those of you who have said, well, you should have done this a long time ago, you're absolutely right. And we tried. We tried to, I mean, there were lots of people back in the last 2 years who said that they would have happily contributed to the cost of building Nanai a new house. When we put that to Nanai, she refused. And that was when we were building houses for very, very poor people with lots of children. You know, it was not uncommon to build a house for someone with 7 children. The skeleton house had 7 children. Another little house that we built up on a hill near the quarry, 7 children. Another house, 11 children. So she said that they need a house more than I, because she said, I have a house, I can live in it, I brought my family up in it, I now have power and I now have water, and life is easier than it ever was. I can wait. So do other people's houses first. And finally, now that we're not doing any welfare work at the moment until we have final approval of our non-stock, non-profit incorporation, we have the time to be able to do it. So we're at the point of finishing work now, last-minute tiling, and then I'm going to be doing some of the interior work myself on our new building that we just put up, which essentially is for storing some of the boxes for a workshop so that I can make our own kitchen and Nana's kitchen as well. So we're doing that, and then after that, which should be next week, we are starting on Nana's house, which will start with demolition. We're going to knock that old house down. We're going to build her a completely new house. So she's actually moved into the guest house, and she's quite happily ensconced in there. So that's what's happening there. What is something that other people have said about our in vitro process, which we are in the middle of. We're on a program for having a child by in vitro, and we are still, it's a case of we are still taking the pills, which are various supplements, and we're getting on, and we're doing that and leading a much healthier life. We found in the big Alturas supermarket, we found that they do all kinds of chopped salad, and the whole thing is mixed salad, and you can go there and you can buy it by the kilo, and that's what we do. And it's not so much what we're not eating, but it's what we are eating, and that is just a ton of salad. And we use, I know that canned goods are not the best, they're not the best choice, but that's the choice that we have. And we have a little tuna or a little sardines, and that forms the basis of some high protein, which we have with the salad. We crumble like we did today. We went out and I had chicken nuggets, not chicken McNuggets, but chicken nuggets at Vidasto and French fries. And so we crumbled today, and Beth had something else. She had carbonara. So we're doing that. Now, we also have people who are commenting and saying you've got to clean up your environment. We've got a limited space where the work can be carried out on that new building, and it is a mess. We're not making any excuses or offering excuses or apologies for that, and we're certainly not at a point where we can start planting flowers and things, which some people have said, plant some flowers and make the place look nice. The place is in chaos. It's cement mixers and concrete and blocks and wood. There's no place for flowers there yet. When we decide to, we will get into landscaping, but that will be when the work outside has ceased to command every space that is there. So that's it there. Now we're still getting people who are new to our channel who are coming on and criticizing Beth's English. They criticize Beth's English, and also they criticize, they think that they're doing it very reasonably, but it ends up as just criticism and second guessing, and they talk about Beth's titles. Sorry, that's not going to change. Beth is not going to. Somebody said, oh well, she needs to start studying English and get her grammar right. It ain't going to happen, okay? It ain't. Because she does what she does, and she is my warrior princess, and if it really upsets you, well, you can find another site, another channel where the English is perfect and suits your finely tuned ear. Also, the titles, we're going to continue to be shocked, and we're going to continue to have controversial subjects. We're going to continue all of those things. Even I wish that it were different, and I often say to Beth, why do you keep doing the shocking thing? Her job also, when she edits, is to create different titles which will, and let's face it, whether you have faced this reality or not, and are so purist that you're saying, no, it should be absolutely the title that is true to the subject matter, and that's what I require. Well, okay, but meanwhile, we need to have people look at our videos. Now, if for instance, Beth says the rag houses, now people took exception to that and said, you know, you can't call those children the rag house kids. That's what they have become, and it's not a derogatory term. It's not a derogatory term. It's the way that it was, that the houses were pitiful, the children were in rags, and we came in and we changed that. But the title remains, the house of the 11 children, the house with 11 children. These are emotive titles. They are. In fact, yes, it's true. But if I said the house at 57 Jeffrey Street, would you rush in to look at that? But if it's the house of the unfaithful husband, the family of the unfaithful husband, aren't you going to... We're having a little difficulty, I think, with an electrical plug. So we are in the business of getting people to look at, view, and hopefully to like our videos, and that's something that is part of our job. So what else have we got? We've got the never-ending stream of people who ask us to hook them up with somebody of the opposite sex, and we just can't do it. We're not set up to it. It's actually quite a skilled job. Someone who did, let me see, change the battery pack. Damn, I got to end off here because the battery is about to conk, and so yeah, that's all. That's all on the comments. Thanks for looking in, and I'll get off as quick as I can. Bye for now.